Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 518.
The sexiest podcast on the network. I wish I had some sort of like sexy podcast graphic to...
Well, if people aren't watching the video, there is one there.
Oh, it's true. I just did it with my hands.
Yeah. Or you could completely pull the curtain back. I was still trying to leave a little mystique out there.
Nah. It's hard to find, it's hard to watch the video when it takes 8 years to upload.
That's
like,
fair.
I mean, Jesus. Sorry, my computer just chimed in my ear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's uploaded finally. It's still pending for the old 517. I got nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, so now it's like I realize after we record, before I go to bed, I need to like start the process, not of uploading, but of, as they put it, remuxing. I'm not sure what remux and remix is, but it's called remuxing, and I don't like it.
Weren't Remux the shoes in the 90s that all kids were
Remux
the
pumps?
Yeah.
Pump it up. Pump it. What is remux?
I don't know.
I'm looking.
I hope it's a real thing, because otherwise that makes it look really dumb.
Dude, it is a real thing. I'm telling you.
All right.
What does remux mean? Lossless process takes the video and audio streams from one container, puts them into a new container. Oh,
okay.
Why is it called a remux? I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, Brian. Remuxing and uploading and attempting to breathe life into my old laptop and failing miserably.
Yeah, it's too bad. It is
too bad, isn't it?
I think we're just gonna have to take it out behind the shed.
I mean,
old Yeller time.
It's very frustrating.
Paint it yellow, and then do a TikTok of you shooting it.
That would be awesome. I don't have anything to shoot it with.
Oh, well, make something. You have the internet.
I have knives. I could stab the shit out of it.
You could just use a finger gun and put graphics on it.
Yeah, I guess. But I have knives and axes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, axes is a little different. Knives, I'd be a little worried about because, the shell of the thing, you never know. They might deflect off of that.
Dude, I work with glass all day. Whatever. My hands are covered in little cuts.
All right.
He says, your shit laptop don't scare me. And by you, I mean mine.
Until next week when you upload the TikTok of your knife stuck in your leg.
I mean, I got a fresh knife right next to me. So
yeah.
I already cut my finger out.
Well, you got to test it.
I was fiddling, and I was like, "Ow, that sucker's sharp."
Most people would use something else, like a piece of paper or wood or something.
I just wasn't paying attention.
Like, I'm going to shave off part of my thumb. Let's see what happens.
I just was not paying attention.
Yeah. Well, that's I believe that's one of the don'ts in the oh God, what was that on The Simpsons? The "Don't Do What Donnie Don't Does" book that Bart's giving his knife.
Yeah, you're correct. I done fucked up is basically what it is. Yeah, I was fiddling, and then I was like, "Ow, my finger!" Because Brian, I finally got my butterfly knife.
Oh no. Oh boy!
And I was just fucking around on my computer, and I didn't realize I had the wrong handle in my hand.
Meaning that you thought you had your trainer and you didn't?
No. Well, there's two handles. It's called the safe handle and the bite handle.
Oh, and you had the bite handle.
Bite handle, and I was like flipping it, and it was like chunk right into my finger.
Which is probably why it's called the bite handle.
Yes, I mean, it wasn't bad. It bled, but whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just me fucking around with stuff.
Please tell me you you yelled at it for making you bleed your own blood, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, Brian. Ow. Oh, man, I'm tired, dude.
Yeah. I am too. I've been sleeping like shit the last 3 nights.
Well, I mean,
Last night was a whole different story. That's
the weather situation, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've been, we've been having rain and whatnot here. So usually
This weather's been trash.
that wrecks my sinuses. It's been pretty hot garbage. Yeah.
Trash.
But, yeah, I don't. I got nothing. There's no bright side to it. It's just been trash.
No, it's been horrible. I mean, Sunday it literally rained all day.
All day. Yeah.
Like, I had things I wanted to get done. We just stayed inside, which wasn't bad. I hung out with Leah and her friend, and we watched movies. Get this, Brian. So Michelle and I can't throw her under the bus completely.
Well, you could have.
But
it's nice of you to also, dive under there too.
Yeah. We decided that we needed to have our own Minecraft server, so the kids and us, we could all just play in the same world.
Okay.
So that's what she did. It's like a low monthly payment to have a server where we can invite people on. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's all in the same world, though.
Now, is this like a crossplay thing, or is this on computer?
Crossplay.
Or
So if I'm playing
cool.
on the PlayStation, she could be on her laptop. Logan could be on his Xbox. Leah could be on her Xbox. We could all play in the same world.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just I was just like, wow. I'm not even good at playing Minecraft.
Yeah,
And
that's why they want you there, though.
it's kind of like I was sitting up here because I actually, I came up here, I don't know, like 7 o'clock or something to kind of fuck around, check on this YouTube video, all that.
Empty the cans out, right?
Cans out. Yeah, actually I did. I took some empties, put them in my garbage bag.
What?
And I haven't taken them downstairs.
Okay.
No, it's sitting outside the door.
Well, it's closer at least. Hey, if nothing else, you can kick it down the stairs.
Oh my god, the racket that would make because there's bottles and stuff in there. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about the bottles
yeah.
part. Just I was thinking cans, but all right, yeah.
But I was like thinking, oh I got like OBS set up. And I've been talking about doing streaming and stuff. I'm like, what if I just download Minecraft on my little computer here? And I have a streaming platform set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to buy it again for like $20-some. It's like $27 or whatever. It's like I bought it on my Xbox 360. I've bought it for my PlayStation. Do I want to buy it again?
Can you? Because this I don't. Well, no, I think you probably couldn't. Never mind. I was gonna say, I know Microsoft has stuff to where you can play games on your computer, and I think they're like but I don't know if that's only through like Games Pass or whatever. But they have like the crossplay ones. I think they had it to where you could, play it on other stuff. But I don't know. You'd have to look into it. I may be completely off base. I'm sure Garrett's yelling at us right now.
I mean, if anyone knows, because it would be fun. Because I really have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, but it also wouldn't shock me if you have to buy another license because that's just typical computer.
Yeah.
Move, which understandable.
Yeah, pretty much. But whatever. I mean, it's fun, so it is what it is, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Have you looked
on eBay? Well, never mind. Minecraft's too hot. It won't be cheaper. Never mind.
Said it is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you could is just steal a copy from someone. No.
A yoink.
That won't help you with your computer, though. Oh, I mean, like if you had another system, you could.
That's my thing. Is like because I do want to I do want to stream. I think that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons I was hoping to get my laptop to work. It's not even streaming. It's just get the file and then upload it later. I don't even know if I want to do it live. I mean, I might as well just do this.
Do it live.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah,
but I guess live is probably the way to go. Whatever. But I don't want to bring my PlayStation up here or unhook my computer and take it downstairs. I have no easy way to do it.
That's like, when you mentioned to me about bringing my PlayStation over to, download anything I need to download or something. It's like, that's awesome, but also the same thing, right?
It's like a pain in the dick at the same time.
Yeah, it's like, God, I wish I could just take my portable hard drive,
Yeah, right.
just bring that over, and then just, but you can't do it that way. You got to have the actual system.
And I guess in theory, it's really not that bad because it's like I just got to disconnect 3 cords.
Yeah,
it's really not horrible,
right?
But in this world of convenience we live in,
exactly.
Do I want to do that, or should I just buy another PlayStation 4?
Yeah, that's the real answer. Good luck.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, fuck that. That ain't happening. I would be more inclined to just buy yet another copy of Minecraft, but that would be the only thing I could really stream.
Yeah, that's true, because you wouldn't.
I'm not really a PC gamer per se.
Right, nor am I.
Yeah.
And even though, you can Bluetooth connect like PlayStation and Xbox controllers, I believe, to computers. So
I'm hearing voices. Hello? Michelle must be home. Either that or some stranger in my house watching videos on their phone or something.
That's fair.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get out of the elements.
Yeah, she was doing some real estate stuff. So
I don't like it.
Man. So yeah, Minecraft server, 40-some-year-old guy out there fucking digging fake rocks and shit.
Yeah,
fighting zombies.
I can't say much because I'm sitting there playing Stardew Valley last night, and what am I doing?
It's a gentleman's game.
Oh yeah.
Wait, for classy citizens.
I see. Minecraft is not, you say? All right.
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't know. People
it is
really
fun. I'll be honest, because the best way I can sell it to people, like Brian, you've never played, right?
I played it very briefly.
Okay, well, it's basically
a long time ago.
Like Legos,
right?
That's all it really is.
Yeah.
But it seems like every time I play it and I take a huge break and then come back, I'm like, what is all this shit they added?
Yeah.
And then, I kept getting, I spawned into the server. And, in Minecraft, when it's nighttime, it's bad. All the creatures come out.
Sure.
And I punched a zombie in the face 14 times and killed it. I'm like, all right. And then I kept getting damaged. I'm like, what am I getting? And I look down, and there's a zombie child. What is that? I'm like, did they add zombie children? And Leah's like, well, yeah.
Naturally.
And you know how creepy it is when you finally get a little base put up and you close your door at night because you're being chased by a horde of zombies because night falls. You're like, oh god, I gotta get back to my home.
Yeah.
And there's a goddamn zombie child hanging out in front of your front door, and it's just like brains. You know how much that sucks?
Can't you spritz it with a water bottle or something?
I wish. I did. I spritzed it with my sword.
Get your broom out. Go and get.
What I realized is because I found a random tunnel when I was running around, and I made that my home. I blocked up one end, put a door in. I'm like, this is my home now. This is pre-dug. This is dope.
Right. You turn around, there's zombies in there.
Basically, that's why I put torches up. They can't spawn in there.
Oh, okay. Smart.
But I realize it has an overhang because normally when the sun comes out, all the monsters burn.
Yeah.
Except for spiders and shit.
Yeah.
So, but this overhang, the goddamn horde of zombies just hanging out in front of my door. Can we come in? And it's I'm like, all right, well, I got to kill all these guys and get rid of this overhang,
It's like vampires discovering sunblock, basically.
Yeah, remember that in Blade?
Yeah.
That was so dumb. We're in sunblock and have fucking full head motorcycle helmets on.
Yeah.
Man, fuck you guys. That's not how this works. This isn't cool vampire lore.
No, not at all. Yeah.
You're saying to be a daywalker, I just need coveralls and a helmet? All right, I'm in.
Yeah, right?
I mean, by all rights, Gandalf could be a daywalker with that big-ass hat.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no sun's touching that
no
face.
sun
That's for
is
sure.
touching that face.
And what the hat doesn't cover, the beard does.
It's true.
It's
true. I miss my beard.
I'm talking all the way down south.
I'll be honest, I miss my beard.
It is weird when you trim it up, how you kind of miss. Yeah. You can't dig in there anymore.
And where am I going to hide Easter eggs and stuff?
Right. Well, nature's wallet, I guess.
I suppose.
That's till the beard grows back. That's about all you got.
Till the beard grows back.
unless they're hard-boiled eggs or something, then you can maybe put them in your armpits or something.
I mean, I guess.
That seems like a bad idea in the summer, though.
Speaking of awful food, so today at work, I'm like, man, this fridge.
Chili grill too?
I wish.
No.
I'm like, this fridge, I normally put my my freaking lunch in, right?
Yeah.
This fridge stanks right now.
Because of the mac salad?
No, mac salad was finally gone.
No, I know. I just didn't know if maybe maybe the spirit of the mac salad was still there.
No, the spirit. I mean, the spirit of mac salad lives on in all of our hearts. Let's be honest.
And your colons.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the problem is the corpse of tossed salad is still in there. And I was like I'm like looking around, and there's this just giant bag of salad just folded over, and I know there's this rot
gross.
juice in that bag.
It's literally gonna look like it's a bag of trash.
Yes,
just garbage juice in there, which is a throwback to our S. Anthony Anderson, Jesus, S. Anthony episode of The Enthusiast from a long time ago.
Wasn't S. Anthony Anderson in Good Burger?
Anthony Anderson.
Oh,
I'm mushing the two together now. Oh shit! Sorry about that, S. Anthony. Or not. I mean, Anthony Anderson's had a hell of a career.
He's pretty good.
But
he's pretty
still,
good.
Yeah. No disrespect to our boy.
That shit's. I can't believe it's still in there.
Actually, no, that wasn't from The Enthusiast. I'm sorry. That was an episode of his show just called, was it Garbage Juice or Trash Juice? From forever ago.
I mean, yeah.
It was probably.
I do believe you are correct.
7,000-8,000 years ago, I think that episode was published.
Many, many moons ago. I mean, we all love S. Anthony Thomas. So.
Yeah.
And Anderson. I mean, whoever. Whatever.
I'm a mess.
It's all good.
I am a mess. Ooh, the reason I was laughing so hard when you said the corpse of tossed salad, my brain immediately saw a horror movie ad box, with the curse of tossed salad. And it's just this pile of salad that just keeps killing people. And I don't know why, but that made me laugh so hard. And the only other thing I can think of in connection to that was, you remember that one time when T got that iceberg salad? And it looked like just a head of lettuce.
Oh, it was
the of lettuce I've ever seen.
Are you talking about when you got the wedge salad?
That's what it was. Yeah.
It's like someone took a head of lettuce, just cut a chunk out of it, and then just put blue cheese on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a wedge of a head of lettuce, I guess. Yeah, it was. Fuck.
It's. I mean, there's nothing funnier than that, or when he ordered the punch bowl of cottage cheese at Big Boy.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah. The wedge salad, though, I just remember when he got it, and then he just looked at us like, what is this? Almost like we had played a prank on him or something, and it's like, God, I wish I had played a prank.
I know,
like
if I could pull off this sort of amusing joke,
oh man,
we'd be on the Impractical Jokers or something.
I mean, I do know, like those kind of salads, I know that's literally what they're supposed to be, basically.
Yeah.
It's like a wedge of lettuce with some blue cheese or whatever dressing the place puts on them, and maybe something else, but that's basically it. I never really understood the point of them,
I mean, I guess it looks cool. I don't know.
I mean, if you slap a piece of lunch meat and 10 pounds of bread on there, you have a Subway sandwich.
That's true.
Because that's basically what they do. They're just like, here's a head of iceberg. We'll cut it in half. 2 pieces of meat and the bread, and there's your sandwich.
The wedge sandwich.
Ooh, wait. So you cut a couple of wedges, put all your stuff between them, and then just
you get one of those big those big circle loaves, and you just cut a big wedge out of it.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that idea. Right. Actually, I'm in for that. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. Should be crazy.
So what ended up? So is there another fridge for you to use?
Yeah, there's another fridge, and I'm for sure invading it tomorrow. If that bag of shit is still in there, which I'm sure it will be.
Mm-hmm. Is there someone responsible for cleaning the fridge out on Friday or something like that? Or
we have a cleaning lady.
I
don't know what she does.
Okay.
She's there. I was gonna say, she smokes a lot. She plays on her phone.
Oh well, there you go. That's what she's doing. She's cleaning something in her phone.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna. Honestly, she's fine because I've seen some of the nonsense she has to deal with in that bathroom.
Oh, for sure.
So whatever if she has to chain smoke and do shots on the clock, I understand.
Yeah, I get it. You got to steel yourself for that, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the worst feeling ever when you open up the bathroom door and it feels like a turd punched you in the face. And then you're like, now it's like stall roulette. Because one of these is a crime scene, and I don't want to be involved in that one.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. I went into a public bathroom a week ago.
Oh, boy.
And, dude, I felt so bad. There was a guy in there, and I don't know what was happening, but, man, I almost asked him if he wanted me to call the paramedics because it sounded awful.
I have this. I think I might have, like, I don't know, shit on a gypsy or something. I have some sort of weird curse.
Right.
Because inevitably, whenever we're out and about, and it's not in restaurants, it's like grocery stores and stuff, and I'm like, man, I got to take a leak. And I pop into the bathroom. There's always a pair of feet with pants around them. And then...
Oh, that's no good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, yo, stool softeners, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's like...
Get some more fiber in your diet.
Basically.
And that's their ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some hemorrhoids screaming.
And it's like, it's every time. It's like, I just want to piss in peace.
Do you know at least they still try to go. The worst is when you go in to pee or whatever, and you go in, and like the one I went into, I go in to pee, and at first there was like no noise. And I'm like, oh, this poor dude's probably trying to hold it until I leave, and then he's gonna destroy this thing. And I think basically the dam broke. Like, I don't think he had a choice at a point. But it was like, those are the ones I feel bad for. Because, like, listen, if you go into the bathroom and you hear some things, you just mind your business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because we've all been
yeah, for sure. I mean, I obviously I don't want to have a conversation with whoever's in there dying.
No.
But at the same time, I get real sick of it.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. At least you're not walking in and there's, just old man standing there with his knee up on a bench naked.
I mean, that happens at the gym. So
yeah, you don't need that in the public bathroom, though. Yeah, that's
true.
A little awkward.
Yeah.
Especially when, he's like hand towel and he just does the like pointing down to his unit,
There's just a towel draped over it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was just saying you use his dick as the towel.
If I was like, like his dick looks like a UFC fighter in between rounds.
Oh, dude, did you see any of the stuff from this past weekend of UFC?
It was some sort of TKO situation. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, McGregor broke his leg.
Oh, did he?
And yeah, he was throwing some aggressive kicks, I guess. I didn't watch the fights because they're like $70. So
ESPN Plus, bro, they're free on that.
No, they're not.
Oh.
You still have to pay on that.
Oh, those shady bastards. They give you the implication that it's free.
Yeah. And it's $65 and it's going to be going to 70.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm not watching UFC at my house anymore.
Nope. Not a chance.
Now we got to go to like Hooters or something, or I think there's a strip club that has them for some reason too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You want titties and fighting? We got you.
Yeah, that's the funny part. It's like, oh, all the women have to wear bikinis because, there's too much fighting. But they're allowed to have UFC fights there. It's going to bring in nothing but meatheads.
Yes.
Aggressive meatheads. Yes. That seems like a real smart idea, though.
I mean,
but anyway.
Titties and fighting is always a good idea.
No. I get it. Yeah. But, it's, I'm
just saying.
No, McGregor, dude, I forgot which one of the women fighters it was. Dude, you remember that gash that Lesnar had on his cheek that was like a vagina?
Yes.
It was like that on her forehead. There were people making jokes about it being like a third eye and all this kind of shit. Dude, it was wicked.
Double vagina?
Dude, it was deep.
Deep.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, whoa. Like, oh man. So yeah, I'm sure that's going to leave a mark.
Well, I'm actually really sad because I kept seeing the, it was like Conor Poirier, and I'm like, I need to watch this, and I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Why do I subscribe to ESPN Plus if I can't watch it?
I do it because it's part of the whole package thing.
Yeah,
So,
but it's
with Disney Plus.
Come on.
I watch some stuff on there though. I do enjoy, although they've got a lot of the ESPN junk over on Hulu now,
Right?
which I kind of think is a little counterproductive
Sus.
if you're trying to sell ESPN Plus also.
Yeah,
But
fair
you know,
enough.
but I've watched some stuff over on it. But it's like if I had to subscribe to it on its own, I wouldn't. The only cool thing is you get the not the main card fights, but the like pre-show.
All the prelims and stuff.
Yeah, that's on ESPN Plus for free.
Well, I mean, I guess at least there's that.
So yeah, well, that's like the exclusive home of UFC now is there.
Yeah,
So
S plus.
yeah, so you know what are you gonna do? But yeah,
Just be
those.
annoyed.
Oof, there was some brutal stuff. Yeah, McGregor broke his leg and didn't realize it so much until when he stood up. And basically, I don't know if you saw the picture where it's like his foot's pointing almost like sideways and his legs pointing forward, kind of thing.
Oh no, I didn't. Oh, so he did that kind of break.
Yeah, it was pretty
like
brutal.
the check kick break thing.
Yeah, except I think it was from him throwing a kick, not checking it, because he came out pretty aggressive. And he was pretty pissed afterwards because I think he knew. He was like, "Damn it!" Like I was, he even said something to the effect of, that he was. Not boxing the other guy, Poirier's head off and kicking his leg off. And it's like, from what I read, it sounds pretty accurate that he really was. But, when you break your leg, you lose the fight because the doctor stops the fight. The other guy, which I think is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like in that scenario, I feel like it should be more of a no contest almost than a win. But what are you going to do?
I'm pretty sure the ref should just yell, "Finish him."
Yeah. Well, it was Herb Dean who's come under some fire for letting guys go a little long recently. So
And Herb Dean is secretly Shao Kahn.
yeah.
Your soul is mine. That's what he whispers in their ear when they're tapping out.
Yeah.
Your soul is mine.
What?
It's crazy. He had him in an armbar, and then he just turned into a skeleton.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see this. I guess Rogan, to interview McGregor, like laid down on the mat because McGregor couldn't stand. And
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it, but I guess McGregor gave kind of a like crazy rant at the end because I don't know if you caught
not McGregor.
Dude, McGregor posted a thing of like Poirier's wife like requested to follow him or something, or requested to DM him or something like that. So he keeps yelling at Poirier like, "Your wife's in my DMs," kind of a thing.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
It is, but man,
Boy.
I don't know if that's how I want to motivate another man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't know if I want him coming at me with that kind of anger.
I mean, clearly, it didn't work out well for him.
No, and he hasn't won a fight in like one fight in 5 years, something like that. But again, a good chunk of the 1 year he spent going after, training for the Mayweather debacle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cash grab.
Yeah,
Everybody,
it's just annoying.
just like all these dumb fights with that Jake or whatever his name is, Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whichever the two
Paul
it is.
brothers. Ugh.
Yeah, like it's all just money grabs.
Exactly.
So,
Whatever.
although I don't know, the next one's Tyron Woodley, and I don't know, man. But it's like, the agreement on those has got to be, hey, here's what we want. Come in, you rough each other up maybe a little bit. Nobody really kills each other. Everybody makes a shit ton of money. Maybe we have a rematch and make another shit ton of money. It's same thing boxing's been doing for years.
I just would love if someone just came in and just took one of their heads off.
Oh, everybody would love it.
My
God.
One
of them has been talking trash to McGregor, and I'm like, the problem is you got to step into a boxing ring, and McGregor's not as good of a boxer as he is an mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
It's like tell you what we'll do.
Yeah. Swords.
We'll do
sundown.
two fights. One's a boxing match. One's an MMA fight.
I mean, yeah, that'd be fun.
And then let's see what happens at the end of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'll never pay for any of those.
No, I don't give a shit about those.
No. The only reason I know the results of any of them is because like I'll look at ESPN for sports scores and it's right there on the headline, which is where it shouldn't be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
So it's not just for it.
Like, when are you guys, why is ESPN covering social media? I don't understand.
Yeah. No. But like I said, it's really no worse than a lot of boxing has been over the years, though. If you look at Pacquiao Mayweather, look at those fights, dude. They deliver like they weren't really going after each other. And because of that, you knew Mayweather was going to win.
Right.
You know, if you're not going for a knockout, Mayweather's going to win no matter who he fights because you ain't going to touch him enough. He's going to touch you a million times, and that's how you win.
Yeah.
You know, Olympic rules, basically. So you can't, you know, that's why I said I would almost like to see the Tyron Woodley fight because I'm curious how he comes out. But again, he's known for his knockouts, but he's not a boxer. He's a mixed martial artist,
right.
You know.
Why'd you like, let's see like Jake Paul or Logan Paul against like Tyson Fury.
Or just Tyson.
Or yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly.
Even at this age, I'd take Tyson in that fight.
Oh God, yeah.
But again, you know, the whole thing is you know, the people buying into this are assuming that they're going in for an actual fight, and it's not. They're really paying for an Olympic rules boxing match that isn't being sold as an Olympic rules boxing match.
Right.
You know, to where you're not really trying to knock the guy out, but you're just trying to, you know, you get some legit shots in here and there just to, you know, make the crowd go ooh and ah a few times, but it's just about throwing shots.
Well, let's invent a time machine, okay? And we'll take one of the Paul brothers back in time to face off against Tank Abbott in his prime.
Yeah, or Butterbean.
Butterbean. I mean, you know, people shit on Butterbean, but that dude hits like a fucking truck.
That's what I'm saying. Is like Butterbean's a legit fighter. He's not a. He was a joke because of his size, but that actually was more reason to respect him.
That dude connects. You know, you wake up like 2 months later.
Yeah, you have to run away from him.
Yeah.
You don't want to stand there and punch him. Nobody can hurt the Blob.
Basically.
And then he just knocks your head off.
I think I watched it was a while ago. It was like the top 10 Butterbean knockouts, and that dude that dude hit.
Dude, do you remember that bullshit that WWE did where they did that one tournament and it was a boxing match with the wrestlers?
I don't remember this, no.
Oh my God, it's one of the worst things ever. And it was legit. Like the guys went out there with not much training and fought each other. It was basically like a what do you call them? Those ones that they have like at local venues
like a
and
tough
stuff.
man competition?
Yes, basically. It was along those lines more so. And oh shit, I can't think of the guy's name who won it. But anyway, whoever won it got to fight Butterbean, and Butterbean destroyed him.
Looks like it was called the Brawl For All.
Yes.
All right, let's see.
And it was, God damn it, it was a guy with like a cowboy gimmick or something like that.
Looks like the images. Bart Gunn.
Bart Gunn, that's it. Yep.
According to Wikipedia.
Yes, dude. So then you take him, who was the best boxer for a wrestler, and then you put him in a match with a legit boxer.
Right.
And he gets destroyed. He gets his head almost knocked off his shoulders because, you know, it's a different beast. The footwork's different. The angles are different, you know, plus none of those guys are trained to knock your head off the way that Butterbean is. And Butterbean's going to want to come in and legit knock your ass out because he's, you know, he is and isn't going to want to be known as a sideshow.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
You know, like he wants you to know he was there for sure.
I honestly can't believe they did this. And it was like legit boxing, huh?
Yeah. It wasn't, as far as everything I've heard about it, it wasn't gimmicked to where it was like WWE. It was legit. Two guys get in there, they box, and this was the thing. And it's still regarded as one of the dumbest ideas Vince has ever had. You know, I mean, maybe not XFL bad, but
it says,
or Professional Bodybuilder League or whatever that was called.
The tournament resulted in several injuries and was negatively panned by wrestlers and critics.
Yeah. Well, that's the worst part, right? You got your guys hurt. Now they can't wrestle for months on end. So you've not only had a stupid pay-per-view,
right,
but you also lose talent for a while. It's so dumb.
The Brawl. I found a link of a story about it, about the Brawl For All.
Oh, good. Yeah,
I'll
please
include it in our situation.
Yeah. You know, I never looked on the WWE network to see if that's on there.
Right.
It probably won't be now because Peacock doesn't have everything. I've noticed there's a few shows and different things for some reason. I think what they're going to do is rotate in and out stuff.
Right.
Versus WWE Network, when it was standalone, had like all the things. Like once it was uploaded basically. Unless there was controversy that would make them take it down or something, you know.
Right.
Like you can't search for Chris Benoit and find any results.
I mean, it looks like there was some when I Googled it, there was videos on YouTube of the fights. So
yeah,
I'm trying to go to where they talk about Butterbean. This is quite a long article, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the whole rundown of the entire tournament.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I understand, like I'd never seen it, but I guess Bart Gunn was pretty impressive through the tournament. Like legit knocked some guys out and was, could throw hands a little bit. But, there's a difference between being able to throw some hands amongst your friends and getting in the ring with a professional.
Right. Yeah, it said it said
training the gym for boxing.
It said that Butterbean didn't want to fight; he wanted boxing, so they had boxing rules.
Yeah,
and then there was 10 weeks of training for Bart. Yeah.
They've done dumb shit like that in WWE before. Like, wasn't it like Muhammad Ali versus somebody else, or not Muhammad Ali? Maybe it was, but it was like somebody that like they could only box and the other person could only use like pro wrestling moves or something. It was just they've done some just dumb shit.
Apparently, the Brawl for All championship fight, Bart versus Butterbean, happened at WrestleMania 15. XV, 15. Everybody was watching Monitor backstage. The match only lasted 35 seconds.
Yeah,
because again, Butterbean nearly took Bart's head off. It looked like he broke his neck.
It did, dude. I've seen footage of that. That's why I said he literally looked like he was taking his head off. Because Butterbean's not holding back. He's coming out guns blazing. No pun intended.
Everybody's jaw was on the floor backstage. It was unfucking believable. I thought Bart was dead. Butterbean hit him that hard.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, it's like when someone's like, yeah, I can fight, and then you give them, it reminds you of the video of Fresh Prince with I think I could beat Mike Tyson.
Right.
Like that.
Wow.
That kind of assault. It was cartoonish. It was like, if you didn't know better, you'd swear it was like, that was the angle, but it wasn't. That was, again, all that was a shoot, it was totally like whatever. And that's why I said, Bart Gunn had done really well against all the other guys. He was the best boxer for a wrestler.
Right.
Whole different ballgame when you step in with a dude who can legit box, though.
Wow, that's brutal right there.
Yeah. That's why I hate all these ones where you take these guys out of MMA into boxing. It's like for years, the boxing in MMA is different than actual boxing.
Right.
There was a reason why. Remember when GSP first was implementing those jabs that he would use all the time? No one else was doing that. Now everybody and their mother does it because those jabs, do a lot of things. Yeah. And they saw the success he had with them, But before him, nobody, there weren't a lot of guys throwing real boxing type jabs, like using those angles, because the angles in MMA, you're looking for a hold a lot of times, or you're just looking for just that clean knockout punch. And in boxing, you don't always look for the knockout punch. You're working on wearing the guy down.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like if the knockout's there, you take it, but it's like, they'll work the body and wear the guy the hell down. They do it in MMA too. Like when they kick the legs and, kicking the legs and everything, you take away part of their, offense and defense. Cause if that leg tightens up, it's going to be hard to do a lot on it, so yeah, anyway. Yeah, not one of WWE's best ideas, though. That's for sure.
Fucking Butterbean.
He was the right guy, though. He was perfect for it.
Right.
And he was going to come in, and he had enough credibility that people knew he could fight. And also, but I think at the same time, people were kind of like, okay, because if you look at the physique of the two.
Oh, yeah.
Bart's in way better shape.
Yeah, Butterbean's just there. Looks like he's in good shape to eat a couple wheels of shame.
Yeah. It's got to be like punching a tank, though. Well, a soft tank, but still.
Yeah, a tank nonetheless.
You weren't moving him around the ring a lot.
No.
You know?
And I know he had that, obviously had that knockout power.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure. Otherwise, he would have never been, much of anything. But that was part of the reason, like with Kimbo Slice, why he was such a phenomenon on the internet, where he was just punching random assholes. But then when you put him in MMA, he had very mixed results because it's a different beast. Guys keep their hands up. They don't let you just punch them clean so much in MMA.
yeah, exactly, right?
They dodge. They don't just stand there while you punch them. So, whole different beast. WWE's used boxers quite a few times. They did have an angle with Tyson Fury, actually.
Oh, really?
And he actually wrestled in the match, though, and he actually was pretty decent for a non-wrestler coming in, doing some stuff. He wasn't bad. And they had, Floyd Mayweather against Big Show the one time, which was a joke. But he legit broke Big Show's nose because Big Show told him to legit break his nose. I think I've told that story on here before.
Yeah.
Where he said, hit me as hard as you can and run, because I'm going to be pissed and I can't be responsible for what I do afterwards. And Mayweather did, dude. He hit him clean and broke his nose and ran, because, you don't want a 7'3" or 7'4", 400-pound man catching you.
Yeah, I mean, you're being chased by a giant at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's legit.
Right.
Yeah, there's fairy tales about this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I've watched Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of that shit.
Yeah. Anywho.
So how's your week been?
It's been all right. I mean, the goddamn apocalypse happened in my neighborhood earlier this week.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Holy cow. I mean, we're just like, we got lucky, I guess. I don't know. It rained hard as shit. Like cats and dogs literally raining sideways.
Yeah.
And I was, I went out to my kitchen. I was looking at my kitchen window. My neighbor and his tent he has in his backyard was mangled. I was like, God damn, what happened?
Cow flies by.
Basically.
A woman on a bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then it was maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, I started hearing chainsaws. And I'm like, that's never a good noise in the middle of a storm.
Oh, I thought somebody was playing like some
jackal.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what, I don't know why I said fuck, forget it. Move on.
Right. So we kind of I walked outside and walked in my backyard, and there was a massive not tree, but a bunch of branches down in the road, and they're chainsawing it up, my neighbors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was like, holy shit. So I'm like, wait, you want to hop in the car and just kind of take a drive through the neighborhood?
I'm surprised you didn't get your chainsaw out and get after it.
I'm still missing the gas cap for it. I can't use that thing.
I was gonna say, man, I can't imagine you missing an
I
opportunity.
love chainsawing. It's one of my favorite things to do.
That's what happened. Was all that shit went down, then all the guys in the neighborhood were like, hey, and they're like ringing each other's doorbells and shit. Like, get your chainsaw.
You don't have to ring your doorbells. You just fire it up and run it in the air, like your Leatherface.
You're right. That's the bat signal for it.
Just hold over your head and
all the dads in the neighborhood, they'll just perk up like, what? Like either someone touched a thermostat or someone's got a chainsaw.
Exactly. So we started driving through a neighborhood, and bro, you could drive if you pulled up a map of my neighborhood, you could draw a line of just down trees.
Oh wow!
And we've got some,
which makes sense because you have 1.5 million trees in your neighborhood.
It's a very treed and old trees that are in this neighborhood.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I we have a friend of ours that they claim it was a tornado.
Yeah.
It might have been tornadic type winds, strength wise.
Yeah.
I believe they're just called straight line winds, though.
Yes.
It I mean, our buddy Scott, who lives a block from me, he didn't get power till 6 p.m. the next day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know it knocked a lot of power out to Toledo.
Our power just flickered.
Yeah.
And it's weird that one block over, it's no power.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it was trees down on houses, it was trees down everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it was insane. It's like the next day I was out walking by, or smoking a cigar. Dude, I feel like a fucking gangster walking through my neighborhood with a cigar.
Well, I assume you had a fedora in your pinstripe suit on as well, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you do. Yeah.
But yeah, walking my dumb underbite pit bull and have a smoke and a stogie. I was like, this is nice.
Your other hand was on your lapel, right?
Well, hell yeah. But I walked past Scott Street and I saw a bunch of like utility trucks. So I texted him. I'm like, hey man, you got power yet? And he's like, I just turned on. And then I'm like, oh, I'm out walking my dog. I saw trucks, and then he calls me. He's like, hey, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just walking this way. He's like, oh, you want to swing by? I'm like, he's like, yeah, my wife and the girls are at their grandma's house still. It's just me hanging out. So I ended up walking the dog over to his house. We bullshit in his driveway for like a half hour or so, which was nice. Nice talk to him. It's been a while.
Sure.
Yeah, but it was it was crazy.
Yeah, that picture that I saw it on the news as well as Michelle showing it when you guys were by that tree.
Yeah, it looked like it was holding a carpet up with all this grass.
Seriously, that's what I was telling me. I was like, it literally looks like somebody's front yard was just a carpet that someone pulled up.
Yeah.
You know, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah. I had to get medicine that day, and we're looking, and it was, it wasn't so bad. So like we get over there, I get in Kroger, get out to the car. As I'm walking out, a couple sprinkles, but I can see over to the one side. It's like, whoa, that sky looks bad.
Right.
Like super dark, And, my mom mentioned grabbing McDonald's because we were going to go get something to eat. But with that rain, it was like, well, McDonald's is right there. So it's like, let's grab some McDonald's and head home. We normally pull up to like right before you order. And like you said, just dumps rain to where we can barely see in front of us. Even sitting still, we can barely see in front of us.
Yeah, the rain was insane.
Oh, man. And the wind was, between the two, it was crazy for a while. And, and then we got through there and we got home. And not too long after we got home, it let up. It was still raining, but it let up.
Yeah, like the nonsense went through.
Yeah, but then it was still raining.
Rough.
Oh man! And then it wasn't long after that we got some more rain. It was heavy, but not nothing. It was nothing compared to that other one. But man, that other one was something else. And then you start seeing later on, like immediately, your phone's getting pinged with power outage and trees down and all this shit. And then later you actually see photos of it, and you're like, whoa, that was some serious shit that came.
That was some serious shit that blew through.
Yeah. And it's quite as bad. I mean, you know how it is. We've all been out in like really heavy rain, and that's just kind of what it seemed like at first. And then it was like, oh, this is pretty strong. Like this could be dangerous. Like strong,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, besides that, it's been pretty chill. Right. With like Leah hung out with me over the weekends. It's sometimes very difficult plan around this whole vegetarian thing. And it was like I worked that day, and I picked her. I'm exhausted. I'm like, well, we don't have anything planned for food.
So let's go to a steakhouse.
No, I was like, I'm like, Mexican restaurant, Leah, is that something you can? She's like, oh yeah, that's good because you can get burritos of beans, whatever.
Sure.
So we just go up the road to El Nuevo.
Right.
And sat out on, or no, we didn't sit out on the patio. We sat in this back room. I've never been back there before. This table of people were the worst. I've had a lot of encounters with awful people this week, now that I think about it. And it was just like 4 old people, and then this redhead, just loud, awful woman that wanted to choke slam.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's talking about like, oh, and then they said their favorite women are redheads, so and there's like children in this room. And I'm not talking like my kid, like little kids. And she kept going like, well, fuck that, you can't do it. She was just the worst. And again, this is the quote I wrote down because I'm like, I know Brian's gonna be annoyed by this. I don't know what she was talking about because I was trying to really desperately to block her out. But once you start hearing somebody talk shit,
sure, it's all you hear.
She
Absolutely.
just had a mouthful of fucking taco, and she's like, "How, as a young adult, can you have anxiety? I don't even understand it." And I was just like, "Oh my god."
Oh.
Although it was funny, the woman sitting in the booth behind her, they bring out like their big margaritas in like a pint glass, and they bring us straws. She just was chugging it. I was like, man, that lady's getting fucking crunk.
Well, she'd had enough. That other woman shit's
Dude,
all
she
it
was
She
awful.
remember before when you were talking about the cleaning lady needing whatever she needed to get through it?
Yeah.
Here we are again.
Dude, seriously, this woman just was terrible.
Yeah.
Just gross.
Ugh.
Yeah, ugh is right.
I hate that. And I always seem to get seated near people like that.
Yeah.
It's like if you go into a restaurant and there's an obnoxious person or a screaming kid, that's where I'm going to get the seat right next to him.
Well,
it seems like every damn time.
It's like Thursday. I got, last Thursday was payday. But I got home from work. Normally the kids come over for dinner Thursday, but we've changed it because of Logan's work schedule. So I was like, well, shit. Once again, we haven't been to the store. We've got nothing planned for dinner.
Yeah.
But, as ZZ
Strawberry
Top
soup.
says, just got paid.
Right. Celery soup.
Strawberry soup. Wait, what?
No, celery soup.
Oh, celery soup.
Remember when I was talking about for Leah, just make her celery soup.
Just chopped up celery in a glass of water.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Delicious.
But I asked Michelle, I'm like, hey, because my brain is already like half off pizza and half off growler fills.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know what's going on today, right? And she's like, what? I'm like, half off pizza and half off growler fills.
Who could resist when said like that?
I know.
Like you were like right up next to her ear.
Yeah, like the Alien 3 image.
Yeah.
Or whatever video it is. Hey,
And
mama,
you
let me whisper in your ear.
We're salivating every bit as much.
Yeah, exactly. So we went downtown, went to Mommy Bay Brewing so I could get my half off pizza and half off growler fill.
Right.
And we sat out in the courtyard. It's beautiful. There's like one other like table, and it was around the corner from us. We're in this little nook. It was great. And then these people walked out. And you can ask Michelle. The first thing I said when I looked at them, I went, these people are going to annoy the shit out of me. Because they just had that look about them.
Well, we've been doing this long enough.
Yeah.
You kind of can tell sometimes.
It was like they were both like older middle-aged. The guy had a tucked-in polo shirt with cargo shorts. He was wearing shoes that had, for some reason, like Legion of Doom spikes on the heel. I don't know what that was about.
Okay.
They're like slip-on loafers with these weird Legion of Doom spikes.
All right.
And then his wife had like the tennis skirt on, and she was gross. And the first thing she said was, well, I guess we could sit out here, but I mean, I wish I had a jacket. At least I have my sunglasses. I'm like, ugh. They just ruined my vibe immediately.
You should have went over and offered to warm her up and just set her on fire.
Oh, if I meant with like leg kicks.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Then set her on fire.
So they're immediately annoying me because I can hear them talk. Because like I said earlier, I just immediately got annoyed, and now I'm listening to everything they do.
Oh, for sure. And not just listening. You're listening only to be angry at it.
Yes, that's 100% accurate.
Like you don't even really you don't want to listen to it, but you have to, and it's just so that everything they say you can basically do them to yourself.
Yeah, oh yeah, and exactly. And like the guy's talking to the waitress about like, oh well, lemon blueberry. Can I try to sample it out? That sounds. And then the other couple shows up, and they're also equally gross looking and annoying. And the guy, I guarantee I used to like deliver to him when I worked at the print shop. He looked so familiar.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're basically just having a pissing contest. I don't know how they knew each other, what they're talking about their jobs, and the guy's like, well, my company originally designed the Coca-Cola 2-liter bottle, and I work for a plastic injection company, and the other guy's
like You don't get to brag about that unless you had something to do with that. And that thing was designed years ago.
Exactly. My favorite part was
I work for Ford, so it's like
the Model T.
Yeah, well, my company perfected like, no, bro, the company you work for. Let's call it what it is. It ain't your company. And second of all,
the funniest thing I ever had though was Legion of Doom shoes. He was talking about something with his work, and you could tell he was excited by just the tone of his voice. The erection. Yeah. And the other dude was like, "Remind me, where do you work again?" I was like, "Oh, he just cut him out from his legs out from under him."
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
But I mean, it was just I had they just annoyed the shit out of me. The guy's like, "Oh, well, in Germany, this is called a Radler, but it's typically used with apple juice." And I just want to start banging my head into the table.
No, that's where you smack him in the head with a chair and say, "No one cares."
Yeah. That's all they were doing was just jacking each other off.
Yeah,
and it was just the worst.
Right.
And it's like they had to sit. There's like 10 tables out here. You have to sit by us.
I know. Yeah. That's the thing I hate is like if people choose to sit near someone else, I'm always like, why are you sitting near us? Move, so it doesn't feel like our conversations are being intrusive to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sit the fuck over there to where I can't hear you much and you can't hear me, so everyone can have
Captain and Tennille, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Also, so if we get a little rowdy, we're not like right up on you with it. Like there's a little distance to where. If we get loud laughing or whatever, once in a while you might look over, but it's not going to be like, God, these assholes again.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, half off pizza and half off growler fills is pretty sweet, Brian, and we should do that.
Well, the question I was going to obviously have to ask you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Is the pizza still legit like it was before?
Yeah, we, because Michelle's got tomato thing.
Right.
Tomatoes fuck her up.
Yeah. So we should have just left her.
Should've.
No, I'm kidding.
Like, sorry, you stay in the car. I'll crack the window.
Well, at least you crack.
I'll put the sunroof open.
Okay. Well, yeah, unless it's raining like it was the other day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Real quick, to jump in really quick, my mom, while I was in the store, there was lightning going on in the sky, right?
Yeah.
So there was a kid standing up in the car out of the sunroof, like, and the dad pulls the kid down, I guess, and the kid keeps trying to. So the dad closes the.
Yeah, fuck that. Kid.
My mom heard the kid like, I want to whatever, and the dad's like, there's lightning, and I'm like, well, good for the dad, at least he closed it, and was like, hey, dumb.
Yeah, it's not like the dad started yelling out the sunroof, Zeus, take him.
That would be funny. I offer him up for you. Just pushes him off the top of the sunroof and then closes it. Daddy, let me in.
No, you're offering to Zeus now, stupid.
I'm no longer your father.
Fuck around to find out.
You are Zeus's now.
He grows up to become Kratos, God of War.
Oh, that would be a mess. Can you imagine? Like the flashbacks for that. Daddy, let me in. Fuck you.
Fuck around and find out. Starts just jamming Ride the Lightning.
Then the camera switches. It's the overhead shot, rain coming down, the kid looking up, eyes widen as lightning's coming down.
Yeah, Zeus is up there like one eye, closed, kind of dialing in the shot
because he's drunk.
Yeah, good old drunk Zeus at it again.
He's betting with one of the others up there. Yeah, I bet you can't hit that kid. Fuck you!
Fuck that kid! I'm gonna fuck him up. Look, he's taunting me.
Closing his one eye and aiming real careful.
Oh shit! What were we talking about? Oh yeah, pizza. Yeah. So we made our own pizza, and they have a garlic olive oil sauce option.
Okay.
They need to go a little heavier on it because it was a little dry.
Just in general, not just needed more garlic or something.
It was a little on the dry side.
All right.
But I mean, for the most part, it was still very good pizza.
Hit us with a little extra of that, or
Yeah, I think if we go again, her and I, and we do the pizza thing, that's what I'm gonna do. Be like, hey, fucking garlic olive oil, but you gotta hit it with more olive oil.
Or hit us with a little side of it so I can pour it over the top.
Something.
I mean,
but yeah, the pizza was still pretty goddamn good.
All right, good to hear. All right.
And of course,
I was
the
worried.
beer was, I
'cause you
mean,
never know.
dude, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, you remember before Black Kite Store opened, and their beer
Yeah.
selection was just like,
Yeah,
they got
then it
Buckeye and whatever else. Every time
Yeah.
I've gone, they've had like 2 or 3 new beers.
Yeah,
So it's like, damn, they're really like, and they're good.
I think the overall competition in Toledo
It's getting
has continued to fire.
Thick.
Yeah,
2
you're not
Cs.
kidding. Well, I mean, as of this past Saturday, there's a place with 2 C's
yeah,
open.
that is right by Schmucker's, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were mentioning that, I figured you were right on that. So interesting.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes,
Good.
quite. I drove by it and they got the big sign up and everything. I was like, oh, there it fucking is. Look at that.
You know, going back to the storm thing, I actually thought when you're talking about people and stuff here, this is one of those things where I normally, this is always a tough one because, you know, there's usually, on the way out, there's usually someone standing there, you know, asking for, you know, money or food or whatever.
Right.
And the guy who's out there most was there the day that it was like just pissing out a boot, right?
Right.
It's like wind, you know, blowing like crazy, thunder, lightning, heavy rain. So he's standing outside still. He had an umbrella, but he's standing out there. And in my head, I'm going, you know,
Where did he get that umbrella? You're not homeless.
no. You know, you can't count an umbrella as a home, Tony.
I meant because he could afford a luxury of an umbrella.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, even if you curl up and lay down, it doesn't quite count. Yeah. You got an igloo. No.
I knew it, you lying son of a bitch.
But I was kind of like, bruh, get out of the fucking storm. Like, this isn't just a little rain and, you know, maybe standing out here, you get a little, you know, a little sympathy.
I'll say that could be sympathy
like,
money right there.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you might get thrown to like Kansas or something, you know, if that tornado, if, you know, things go squirrely here,
right.
you know, like, and it's not like there isn't anywhere he could go. That, you know, he could have went over to the gas station and, you know, where the overhang is and stood under that, or McDonald's is literally right there. Unless maybe they've told him he's not allowed to come in or something. I can't imagine with rain like that, though. They'd be like, hey, can I just come in for a few minutes while it's like, you know, the apocalypse is happening?
I mean, they might.
You know,
like,
so
fuck you and your portable house. Get out of here, you.
no, they're like, fuck you. You're an offering for Zeus now.
That's true. I mean, it could have been like this. It could have been like finger of God.
I was just like, part of me wanted to go over to him and be like, bro, you need to get out from under this. Like, money ain't worth standing out here in what could happen to you, you know? Then again, maybe, I don't know. I don't know the guy's mindset. Maybe he doesn't give a fuck, you know? Like, I don't know.
He just reenacts the end of Shawshank.
Yeah. So it's one of those, like, you know, you feel bad for somebody if they're really in those situations. But at the same time, in that one, I'm like, I can't feel that bad for you because, bruh, you're standing out in the middle of the apocalypse. Like, this is beyond, like, this is just not smart, man. Like, you could get hurt out here. Like,
I don't think he cares.
I think you're right. And that was my thing. So, you know, what can you do? I mean, I can't go out there and like force him to, well, maybe I could have, but I'm not going to try. You never know. He might have old man strength or something.
Oh, I'm sure he's got wiry homeless strength. The kind of strength you get when you're trying to keep people from stealing your umbrella in the middle of the night.
Yeah, right. It's, you know, I will say this, at least with him standing out there, at least he did have the umbrella. So at least it wasn't, you know,
pure apocalypse.
But with the way the wind was blowing, the umbrella was almost pointless because it was blowing kind of sideways.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I mean, the umbrella held up pretty well from, you know, while we were, you know, driving through there. It didn't look like it was getting, you know, tested by the wind or anything because it was going sideways, not like swirling or whatever.
Right.
So, but I just was like, you know, and like I said, I wasn't not bringing it up to make fun of the guy as much as I'm just like, hey, if someone listening finds themselves in that scenario, please get shelter. Like, please don't stand out in that.
How many times we have to tell you, Brian? He had shelter in his right hand.
Unless you're gonna like fly a kite with a key at the end of it or something, you know.
That's just science,
right? That's the
science.
That way, if you get struck by lightning, you know, Be like, I discovered electricity.
I became a superhero.
Like, no, what you became.
Burnward man.
Yeah, what you became was a very burnt person who shit themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, no, that was already there. Like, oh, wait, the burn or the shit? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, the answer is yes.
Oh my, you're leading a rough rough life. Jeez, rough riders.
Rough Riders.
Jesus.
Oh. I mean, I guess since we're talking about being annoyed and shit too, I went to
I thought you were
Kroger's.
talking about Rough Riders. Damn.
No, not this time.
All
I went to Kroger after work today.
Yeah.
I can't wait to like. I wish I had a grocery store that I just didn't hate everybody in. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Today was one of those days where I couldn't park anywhere because everyone was there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And the Kroger I go to never has carts because their staffing sucks.
Dude, that's it's not just there. I've been to Meijer and they had the same problem, and the Kroger over here has the same problem, to the point now that when I'm going in, I grab a cart on the way in.
Yeah.
And I've told other people, like, hey, you should grab a cart, because almost every time I go in, there's like 4 or less carts inside.
Yeah. It's so, but I'm like, I'm not gonna need a cart. I'm just here for some odds and ends.
Right.
I grabbed a basket. Well,
Which
the
is
odds
nice.
and ends took up a lot of space in my basket. And I needed a fucking cart.
I've been in a few times and there were no baskets too.
Yes, I've ran into that too.
Yeah, you have to be careful of counting on that too. Yeah.
So I set my basket down.
Yeah.
And I went and grabbed the cart. And it was one of those carts where I guess I understand why they have to do it, but they've got like fucking smart Wi-Fi wheels now.
Yeah. Yep.
So if they get too far away from the store, they lock up.
Yeah.
But I'm pushing it. I'm like pushing it. It's like, and it's not pushing real well.
Right.
You know, it's a whole situation.
It probably had the brake on it. Like, it was probably activated and never turned off.
I guess. So I'm like, fuck
You're
this
right,
cart. I can't do it. And I turn around. I'm like, I'm gonna go get another cart. And I go back to the front. There's a cart just sitting there. And I'm like,
you know that one's no good.
I should have, but I was already pissed off.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, cool. And I throw all my shit in that cart. And I start pushing it. And it just starts, ga-ding, 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 ga-ding. And I'm like, really?
Well, at least it moves.
Really? So I go get a third cart. And finally I found one that was acceptable.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping you'd be on like cart 17 or something before you figured it.
I was getting, and then it's like everywhere I went, there's just people in the way. And I was already annoyed.
It sucks because, like, what I found irritates me, I think, the most, in all seriousness, is that when I go in, I have a list and I know where stuff's at in the store. So I'm boom, 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 like through the store. And there's so many people who aren't, and they're looking at everything and they're just perusing, and you just want to go, get the fuck out of the way, but it's like you need 2 stores. Like, do you have a list? Okay, you're allowed on this side of the store. If you don't have a list, you have to go over here. Where it's just people meandering around.
Like lately with me grocery shopping, it's become a thing where I'm like, if I didn't care what people picked out for me, I would just start using Shipt if I could just pay people to do this for me. Because I'm so over it. Here's
the other thing I've been doing off and on, which is when we get groceries a lot of times, I'll order all the stuff except for meats and produce.
Right.
And then I'll run in real quick and grab the meats and produce. That way I pick out what I get, so that you don't get, squished this or that.
Well, it's like, unfortunately, with the way we've been doing it lately, it's been like, what do we need now?
Yeah.
Like, we really got to get back into our meal planning we were doing.
Yeah, that helps.
So it's
sure.
like this morning, packing my lunch was a challenge.
Right.
Like I had a nice, sexy peanut butter sandwich, no jelly to be had. Some leftover pretzels and some watermelon.
That sounds like a great sandwich.
But so I'm like, I called Michelle on my way home.
Slice the watermelon real big
thin.
pieces. Yeah, no, big pieces for your bread.
Oh, dude, there's some idiot online that's done that. I guarantee it. This is a watermelon sandwich.
you put your peanut butter and your pretzels on there because that savory and saltiness balances out the watermelon.
Dude,
and
there's
bang,
nothing so
sandwich.
delicious like honey mustard pretzels with watermelon.
Delicious.
Delicious. But yeah, so I called her. And I'm like, because she's fasting.
Yeah.
Because she's been reading a lot of stuff that helps with like arthritis pain. So she's trying it. Just see if it works. Why not?
Okay.
So I'm like, well, you're
like,
you're
talking like intermittent fasting or just
like straight up
long-term?
fasting, like water fasting.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm like, all right, well, you're not eating tonight, so I need to get something for me. And I need to get stuff for dinner tomorrow because the kids are coming over. I'm gonna make vegetarian chili.
Right.
So it's a whole So I'm like, I gotta shop for at least the next 2 days.
Yeah.
I just wanted to straight up just start murdering everybody at Kroger.
That's fair though. I think that's the way the grocery store's supposed to be.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh my God! And like a lot of times, I really enjoy going grocery shopping, but it's never when I go to that store.
Yeah,
And
I'll tell you.
Like I'm
this
pulling
is
in,
where
and I was FaceTiming Michelle because I have a phone mount.
Oh right.
You know. And I'm like driving, and she's like, "Are you at Walmart?" And I'm like, "Oh God, no!" And I'm like, "Well, if you look at the people, yes."
Oh, don't ever grocery shop at Walmart. Oh my God,
yeah.
so much worse.
Yeah, it is bad.
Yeah, just the aisles are more narrow, and people are more obtuse, and I mean that in two ways. And it's just
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, well, okay, do I want to drive to the other end of town and still be annoyed because for different reasons? Because when I would go to a Kroger over in Sylvania, which is a little more hoity-toity, I hated everybody in there too because they were all entitled cunts.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just can't win. Yeah, I put my headphones in, I did noise canceling, and I still wanted to start running people over with carts and stuff.
That's fair. I do all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to.
Yeah, I'm bitching a lot this episode. I apologize.
Episode 518, the one where Tony won't stop bitching.
Tony won't shut the fuck up.
That'd be great to name an episode like that.
That would be.
The one where Tony won't shut the fuck up.
We did over the weekend go up to Wyandotte, Michigan. Because there's a skateboard and anime store up there. I took Leah to once before. She wanted to go up there again with her friend.
Okay.
Because she loves anime, so is her friend.
Sure.
So we took a little drive up there. Nice little day. Wyandotte's cool anyway. And went to the store, which I almost wanted to buy a skateboard. I still want to buy like a longboard and like, just break my face. But no, they have boards that have no like it's just board.
Oh, just the board.
Just the board. Cool. And they're so cool. Like one of them, the board was all the fighters from Street Fighter 2.
Right.
Like when you would select your fighter. And I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, why couldn't I just buy boards? And because they have the holes to put the trucks on them and just mount them.
You can. There are a lot of people who do that and collect those.
Because they're cool.
Because it's just another cool surface to create on.
Look at all this blank wall behind me.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of artists out there that have done that, like where they've, bought boards and they sell like commissions on the boards and stuff like that.
It's a great idea.
Yeah,
but
there's some real cool stuff could be done there.
But so we go up there and I was like, well, fucking starving.
I'm sure if you look on Etsy, there's a shit ton of skateboards on there.
Oh, probably.
If you just type in skateboards.
I mean, I've never been like a skater per se.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody has skateboard once in their life growing up. Maybe.
I had one when I was a little kid, and the most skaterish I've been ever since then was like, I mean, I wear Vans, I wore Airwalks, that's probably I wore Hookups shirts for a while, which I think that was like skateboard. I don't know if it's skate company, but like their shirts skaters wore a lot. So just because I dug the shirts. And then like years later, I was like, oh, I should sell these because there's demand for them still. And it was like, oh, these shirts sell for like $50.
Yeah, fucking sick.
Awesome. I bought the shirt, wore it, and sold it for a profit.
But it's like,
it was weird.
I don't know. I like the boards though. But
yeah, I always wanted to. I really did. But I just was like two things. One, I'm not built for skateboarding. You look at most skateboarders and they're lanky ass motherfuckers, and I'm none of that. So, I'm built for ground and pound. I'm not supposed to go. you know.
Well,
But
I keep thinking about picking up a longboard because I hear, that's the one. It's like having a cruiser motorcycle.
yeah.
You know? But I don't know. I'll probably die.
Do it. Listen, I the best reason for you not to is your tooth.
Whatever, I can get more teeth.
Unless you're gonna get like the old Dominic Hasek style goalie helmet and wear one of those with the full cage on it.
Hell yeah.
You know, protect your face.
I mean, I keep telling everybody, once this fake tooth pops out, dude, it's a gold tooth. Fuck yeah, front and center, gold tooth.
I hope so much.
But so we went to this anime store and it was fun,
To the point that don't be surprised if I'm like, "Hey Tony, spang with a wrench."
Ding. But I'm trying to figure out what to eat up there, and Wyandott's got all kinds of good places to eat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I find this little hole in the wall, and it's just pierogies and crepes, and I love a pierogi.
I ain't mad at that.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh shit. This is because Michelle had to pee. I had to do a little fucking like shenanigans because I was like, man, I gotta take a leak. I'm like, there's a CVS up the road. I'm gonna take a walk to it. They didn't have a bathroom. Tony made a bathroom.
What? Wait, hold up. A CVS didn't have a bathroom?
I mean, it's suburb of Detroit. What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Tony found a nook, made his own bathroom because I wasn't gonna make it.
Was it a Tom Nook?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that raccoon.
Yeah.
But so Michelle's like, oh hey, well I gotta go to the bathroom. Is that CVS? I'm like, no. She's like, well, do you have to go? I'm like, no. And she's like, what do you mean?
You're like, I made arrangements.
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I figured it out. But I'm like, but I found this place we can eat at, and I'm like, right around the corner from it is the.
Hold on, I'm laughing because you're talking about like how you pissed, and then you're like, I found this place to eat at. Like,
yeah.
you were pissed, and you were like, hey, this dumpster's
like,
got.
Man, that was fresh, quote unquote, food.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I found this great little pierogi place. It's like a walk up. They got outdoor seating. Right around the corner from it's the Wyandotte Beer Company.
How convenient.
I'm like, they will definitely have a bathroom.
Right. And beer.
And beer. Even more
just
convenient.
Just in case. Oh, man, you got to rehydrate for the walk back.
Rehydrate.
You don't want to be like, oh, geez, I
Well,
should
it
have
was
had
far enough we had to drive to this.
Oh, well, just no one else knew that.
Oh, fair enough. Fair. You're right.
Plus, driving takes a lot out of you sometimes.
It does.
Yeah.
So, we hop in the car. We're going to like downtown, quote unquote, Wyandotte. And I start seeing signs. It's like $5 parking in Arrow. $5 parking in Arrow. And it's like, what the fuck's going on down here? Something is clearly afoot.
Yeah.
And then like we start running into,
or there's a big scam.
Yes. And we start running into like more and more traffic. And then it turns out there's this giant art festival going on. Like right where the restaurant and the brewery are at.
Well, how convenient.
And I'm like, well, shit. Like, we're clearly not parking anywhere near here because people are just walking, like, up the road now.
Right.
And it's like, damn it. So, we're going up the side street. There's a Tim Hortons. I'm like, oh, they'll have a bathroom. It's Tim Hortons.
Right.
Pulling Tim Hortons.
If not, they have big cups.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Pulling the Tim Hortons, and, like, Michelle walks up. 5 seconds later, she's back. She's like, yeah, it's drive-through only. Apparently, that's a thing in Michigan right now. Fast food places are not open indoors still.
There's some that are, but yeah.
So it's like shit. So we're going to leave, and I can't. There's cars parked everywhere. I'm going to leave, and these people are on the sidewalk, and they stop walking. They look at me, I look at them, and they're like, "Oh," and they like wave us out.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, okay." I start pulling out, almost get creamed by a fucking Lincoln. Like we both slammed on our brakes, and we're staring.
You mean
at
like someone cosplaying as former President Lincoln?
I wish, because I would have kept going. But yeah, I almost get annihilated. And it's like, why would you wave me through?
Because they think you're an asshole. That is how much demand there was for parking, Tony.
I guess.
They're like, let's get these assholes out of the way and we can steal a spot.
I was blown away that those people waved me through as there's a fucking car careening down the road.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's usually not the move. Usually when you
No.
wave someone out, it's clear.
Yeah, I was pretty annoyed. I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, rightfully so.
But we're leaving Wyandotte, and I found another because once I had pierogies on my brain, I'm like, I got to find a pierogi spot.
Yeah.
And I found a spot that was in like Detroit proper. And I'm like,
Right.
I look at her and I'm like, you be good for like a 25 to 30-minute drive? And she's like, I mean, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right. So we start heading that way, and I just see this big ass like sign, Polish food. I'm like, oh shit, and there's cars outside. We just pull in.
Little sign right underneath it though, no bathrooms.
Hold on. Hold on.
All right.
So we get to this Polish restaurant, get out of the car. We're walking in, and there's a sign on the door, no public restrooms.
Oh, come on.
And it's like, what the fuck? And I look around, and right next door, they're building something. There's a porta potty.
It's a bathroom.
And I just kind of like aim my arm at it like, huh? And she's like, the thing is, though, is like if this box is the porta potty,
yeah.
it was like this like angle like this.
That's fine.
And apparently she said it was terrifying. Like she had a hard time exiting the porta potty.
Oh, I was going to say it's a porta potty. Of course it was terrifying.
Well, yeah, also that. But the worst part is I think the sign on the door might have been from like COVID times. Because we walked in, they had bathrooms.
Oh.
So she didn't even have to go through that, besides for the goof, which is pretty fun. But
right.
yeah. But we did end
fair
up getting our pierogies, and they were delicious. The waitress was overwhelmingly positive.
Okay.
Like I'm fine. Like I like positive people, but she was. It was a whole different level, Brian.
Right.
She's just like, oh my god, they go blah, 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 blah. And she kept telling like Leah and Ash, like, your guys' energy is so good. Keep this energy up, guys. And they're just sitting there like,
probably like me with people who are morning people when in the morning where they're just like meh, 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 and I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, she was a lovely waitress, but the energy was a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna need you to dial it down a couple notches.
Yeah, it
like,
was special.
Yeah,
but I mean,
understand.
The food was good, so whatever.
But on the flip side, I'd much rather have that than somebody who's just like, here's your food and just slap it in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah, so, I'd rather have the positive energy lady than than some asshole.
Right.
But yeah,
unless it's on purpose.
Well, yeah.
Like if you're at one of those restaurants, like, you know, back in the day when I went to Ed DeBevick's and they were like that, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're paying for the gimmick, that's a different story.
Right. Then it's awesome. Yeah. But otherwise, it's like, wow, what an asshole.
But then on the way back, because we passed it on coming up there, we stopped by this antique mall, which, dude, that's become my new favorite jam.
Yeah.
I wish I just had disposable income. Because this place had so much cool shit.
Yeah.
They just, like, you know, I've been in the antique malls here in Toledo.
Right.
It's basically like, you know, people find shit in their garage and they, you know, church it up a little bit and put a price tag on it.
Sure.
This place had, like, street lamps from Detroit, like old car part, all this just cool shit. And, of course, nothing was on the cheap side, you know.
No, of course not.
I mean, it was just, but I just like looking too.
Right.
You know, it's fun. It's just fun to look at shit.
Right.
But yeah, it was, if I had disposable income, because they had so many cool, like, bar signs, and gas station signs, and I like stuff like that. That's what this wall back here needs.
I agree.
It needs stuff.
Yeah.
Not just a fake sword and a guitar that's been played like twice.
You need to put it, like, or put up some, like, I don't know, like, not paper, but something of that equivalent that you could remove easily, and just put, like, stickers from, like, all the beer stuff that you get over the years on it.
Well, I'm saving all those stickers for my eventual beer fridge.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have like a big ass thing of stickers, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's gonna be beer fridge decor.
Sounds like a strong idea.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, it was. It's been an interesting week, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jeez, way more interesting than mine. I've barely done anything because like headaches and weather, and just haven't had much to go do really either. So like even over the weekend, it's like I sat and played video games the other night, but fell back into the damn. You know what I've found is, remember how I'm like, I'm gonna move forward in games and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like I keep ending up now. I keep going back to Stardew Valley, and although technically you're moving forward,
Yeah.
because
you're
the game
you're doing
progresses.
your days, you're doing your farming or whatever.
Right. But it's funny, like I've got some stuff in there. Like I was excited that I finally got the greenhouse unlocked before winter, so I can keep growing crops all winter,
Right.
And then when summer comes, I can get mad aggressive planting, everywhere else or whatever. But, I got a goat now,
Greatest of all time.
right. One of my cows had another cow, so
That'd
I
be
get
weird if
more.
I had a goat.
Yeah, I get more of the. Well, maybe not. Maybe they get freaky in that barn.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
That's true.
I got them in the same barn, so.
Right.
But so I get more of the milks and whatnot. But it's funny how like you can sit and play a game for a long time, but at the same time, it's you don't like I don't anyway. I don't get the same feeling of accomplishment as seeing like level complete kind of a thing.
Right.
You do a little bit like every once in a while, like at the end of a day or something, where it's like you're fishing leveled up or whatever, kind of a gimmick. But yeah, so I was playing that the other night. I threw in Borderlands, and then I was like, I don't feel like playing this right now.
I've done that a lot lately. Like I load up a game and I'm like, nah. I just load something else. Then
Right.
the hell's wrong with us?
Part of it for me is this is gonna sound so fucking bougie, like in-game bougie, basically, which is like in Borderlands, the level I'm on, the stuff I need to do is, how most of the games they give you quests that make you explore the maps.
Yes.
That's the whole point of the games, really, And that's what it is. And the shit I got to go do is like all the way on the other side of the map, and be like, I should do that. And then you're like, yeah, but it's all the way on the other side of town.
all the way over there.
Yeah. So that's basically what it is. And I can drive a vehicle over there. It's not like it takes a long time to get over there, but I'm
But at the same time. Exactly.
Like, why can't I just fast travel? So, yeah, I haven't really done that. I've been watching stuff, like I told you last week I finished Clone Wars.
Right.
And I'm in the final season still of Rebels. So I'll probably have that finished up before too long. I watched the new episode of Loki, and there's one left. I believe.
I'm pretty pumped.
This coming week's the finale, and we finally get to see who the big nasty is.
It's gonna be me.
Yeah. It's Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Do you remember the Greater Power storyline?
Yeah, Jesus, yes.
Speaking of a while ago, speaking
dumb.
of really stupid things WWE did.
Yeah.
God damn it. Although I'm not gonna lie, I hope I really should get ahead of the curve and fucking make a meme of that if someone hasn't already. Somebody's probably already done it.
I mean, that would.
But,
if not, yeah, you need to Kemosabe jump on it.
Right. There's just someone in a chair and he turns around. It was me, Loki. It was me all along. Like, oh, jeez.
I mean, I can't wait.
Dude,
I can't wait.
Have you watched the trailer for What If, which is the next?
Yes.
Boy,
I know, right?
I got my nethers tingling.
I was like, made my pants feel funny.
Because I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was talking with dude that works at GameStop the other day, and we were talking about it, and I'm like, dude, that was one of my favorite series when I was a kid.
Right.
I used to love all the What If shit.
Oh yeah, it was the greatest.
It was so much fun. It was like you and I've talked about how it'd be fun to be able to write comics, and I'd love to be able to do stuff like that where it's in the universe but not in the universe. Like it has all universal components, but it isn't actually canon, basically. And some
like canon. Sorry.
Because some of the ones, like, do you remember What If Wolverine became Lord of the Vampires? And,
yes.
Oh, that was one of my favorites.
What if the Punisher killed Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What
All
If
that
is always
stuff.
the greatest stuff ever.
Yeah, I dig that stuff anyways because it's kind of fun. You know how it is. Like those are more the conversations I would enjoy having if someone brought up in a comic book shop or something. Like I was listening to a guy from WWE named Corey Graves. He did a podcast the other day that was like, "What if Hulk Hogan wasn't the third member of the NWO?" And they went down all these rabbit holes and all the butterfly effects of it because if it wasn't Hogan, it was probably going to be Sting.
Right.
Well, if it's Sting, we would have never got Crow Sting, probably.
I mean, we
As
might
they-
have been
as
okay
they-
with that.
Yeah, but he was cool as an anti-hero for a while
That's
there. But
true.
Goldberg was a product of that as well because Goldberg took on the NWO and he was never part of it. He was one of the like two WCW guys that weren't part of the NWO.
Right.
You know? But anyways, there was they go down this whole thing. It was a real fun listen because when you really like one guy even mentions that might have been the end of Hulk Hogan's career if he wouldn't have joined. Because you remember, like in WCW, Hogan was not that popular at that time. One guy said, he's like the red and gold gimmick had kind of run its course.
Right.
You know, or red and yellow, whatever, you know, the real American kind of, even though it was a little different in WCW, you know, they kind of run its course. That gave him a second wave in his career. And then that allowed him to have a third turn, which was turning back to a good guy to kind of end his career a little bit, you know, and then there was here and there's with, you know, some NWO stuff after that.
Well, don't forget about the fourth turn when he's on a boat in a canal crying because he can't get to his dogs.
I mean, wouldn't we all?
I don't know. I just drop a leg on him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
But they made a great point. It's like there was nobody else that would have had the impact of Hogan making that turn because he had been a babyface his whole career. Like they even said, it was like Sting was the next closest because most of the other guys that were around had already had long heel runs, like Macho Man and you know, other guys they had in WCW at the time. You know, I was like, wow, that's true. I'd never thought of that stuff, but it really was like a perfect storm of it kind of had to be Hulk Hogan.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I dig that stuff. So, you know, the What If series in comics was something I loved as a kid too, because my brother used to get them and then I got them a bunch when we would get those grab bags over at King's Comics.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I missed the grab bags.
For a couple bucks for a bunch of comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, there always was a bunch of what ifs in there, which I never like. Looking back as an adult, it's like, why did they even order those? Like, I'm sure they didn't sell all that well,
Right.
you know. But whatever. As a kid, I loved them though. They were a lot of fun to read. So that's why I think I liked when DC started the Elseworlds.
Oh yeah.
Stories, because you know you still had very familiar components, but you got to play with different sandboxes with them, which was fun. Like Superman Red Sun, of course, you know, being one of my favorites from that, like standing out is like, hey, we know all these characters, but the story is very different.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I can't wait for that Marvel animated series, but you know, it's still a month away basically, or a few weeks, whatever it is. Cause you know, we got one more week of Loki, then there's always that gap and then the new show. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
That and the new He-Man comes out in like a week or two, I think, also on Netflix. So pretty stoked for that
it's gonna
too.
Be a pretty fucking sick ass summer of goodness.
Yeah, I saw the Skeletor figure the other day at Target, and I was like, "This thing's pretty sweet." And then I saw the price on it. I was like, "Good God, it's $30."
30? Why?
It's just the price of figures now, man. They're like Marvel Legends figures are $25 now, almost, or 20 to $25, depending on where you buy them.
Right.
Like when those first came out, they were like $7.99.
Googly moogly. You know, it's funny in that. Just thinking of figures, in that fucking antique one I went through, right?
Yeah.
Looking at the original starting lineups.
Oh yeah,
God, those things are trash.
Oh, they're so bad, right? But at
for
the
those
time,
who
it
don't
was
know, starting
the coolest
lineup are like the very first sports action figures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there were a lot of them.
yeah, there was. I couldn't believe how shitty they looked.
Suckiest part of those at the time, you know, because they were cool at the time, even though 99% of them don't look anything like the guy that they're supposed to be. The part that stunk was they got distributed by region. So where we live, we got like Detroit Pistons, maybe Cleveland Cavaliers players, and that was basically it.
Right.
And as a kid, I wanted a Michael Jordan. And they were near impossible to find. There was no eBay at the time. There was no forums. There was nothing. Like, there was really, unless there was a card show or something like that. And even then, you got to have people who are basically coming from out of town.
Right.
Otherwise, you're still going to see the same guys you see every time you go into Toys R Us or whatever. And over the years, they changed it a little bit, but it was still mostly market heavy, which I get because they figure, oh, we're sending these to the Detroit area. They're going to be Pistons
they're
fans.
They're going to love this stuff.
Right. And I was not a Detroit Pistons fan. I, as a kid, was like, yo, Michael Jordan is the shit, and I want Michael Jordan stuff. So
you might find it shocking. I want the greatest of all time.
Right, yeah, right. And I wanted other guys though too, because at the time I wasn't really a fan of any one team. I just like watching, the sport.
Yeah.
And like I wanted Magic and Bird and some of the other guys. And I remember for my one birthday, my grandma asked me what I wanted, and I was like, I want the Michael Jordan starting lineup figure, and like at this point, I think they had made 3, and I didn't care which one.
Right.
Like I just want one. And we went into a Kmart and they had one. And I was freaking out because originally, like when I first saw him, they had like Isaiah Thomas and I was going to get that one. And then I saw Jordan and I was like, oh my God, this is the one I want. And I remember, that I was able to get a Michael Jordan that way. But for the most part, it was like every time I go into store, I'm like, yeah, they got all these guys I don't want,
Wow. Michael Jordan starting lineup. Going for decent money on the eBays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know which one you had.
Well, after the fact, I had all of them up to a certain point. Like I went and found, through cart shows. And then when eBay came around, I bought.
Fuck yeah.
Like they had one that was from like it was called Headliners, I think it was, which was him with like this like little replica newspaper type gimmick. And it was from like when he won the dunk contest the one year. And yeah, I had a bunch of them. I sold them a long time ago, but they're probably worth more now than they were then, because starting lineups took a big hit when McFarlane Toys put out sports figures.
Put out really good ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's another company doing it now that makes that level because McFarlane doesn't make them anymore. I still have some McFarlane ones, like some Red Wings ones and Barry Sanders and a couple of guys like that. But that's basically all I have left of anything sports figure wise now.
I mean, what are you going to do? Huh?
Yeah, but it's amazing how many starting lineup figures I've seen in Goodwills and stuff, because so many of them are not worth anything anymore.
Well, yeah.
Because
back then, two kids just ripped it open and were like, yeah, fucking, I got goddamn Troy Aikman and shit and whatever else.
I had a bunch that were open when I was a kid. I remember I had Jerry Rice and Barry Sanders and, like I said, various basketball ones and a bunch of baseball ones.
Right.
So it was, but now, looking at them now, whenever I see them in a store somewhere, I'm like, God, those things are terrible.
Yeah, boy, these are garbage.
It's like looking back at video games from our youth, really, you're just like, God, these graphics are terrible. But
I still kind of want to play it.
Speaking of video games and terrible graphics, have you seen what a couple of games have sold for this week?
No.
Dude, like a sealed copy of Mario 64, I think, sold for, was it like $1.4 million?
Jesus.
And I mean, like, well, it's graded, but still. And a copy of, believe the original Legend of Zelda sold for like $800,000.
Holy shit.
I'm trying to open my browser, but it is not cooperating
Brian,
right now.
free your mind and the rest will follow.
Okay.
Be colorblind and I don't know the lyrics.
Be so shallow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. That's it. That's the one.
That's the winner. Yeah. Let me pull up. Oh, maybe it was more than that. This thing I just saw said 1.5, but I thought it was 1.4. But whatever. It's still stupid. Yeah, I'm going to have an article from Kotaku, I believe it is, because it said sealed Mario 64's record-breaking $1.5 million sale has retro experts skeptical.
Skeptical, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
I'm pulling that up. Do me a favor. Can you look up the Legend of Zelda price so we can have a link for that in the show notes too?
I sure can.
Because my browser's just not wanting to cooperate.
Oh, there's a link within the story. I pulled up the story you're talking about. There's a link within it.
Oh yeah, there it is. Beauty.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
1.56 mil, huh? Jesus.
Yeah. But that's the thing right now. Remember a while ago we talked about how like basically every collectible market seems to be running high right now.
Right.
And video games are doing the same shit now because literally anything, if there's a service out there that grades things and it is collectible, the value is probably going up on it right now because people are buying everything if it can be graded, because the concept of the grading is, oh, well, it won't go down as far as the quality of the condition, you know.
I mean, I don't know if people are aware, but you can buy graded Salty Language t-shirts from our support the show link on our website, saltylanguage.com.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, of course,
let's see here.
people, they're a little skeptical, they said in here, because Kotaku reached out to the auction house and asked, this was for, I believe, was it a 9.8 version of Mario. But they asked basically if they could guarantee the authenticity of the bid / that payment was actually made. Because this was something that a lot of people may not know on eBay. If you look at the prices of things, like if you look at the sold prices, there's a lot of things that go, holy shit, this blah, blah, blah. But you never know on eBay if the person actually paid for it. And there's a lot of times, especially now that we have the internet and trolling,
right,
that there's been things that have been bid way up. Like when there's some of this stuff where it's like the chicken nugget we talked about from the BTS McDonald's meal.
Yes.
Who knows if that person ever got that money? It could have sold for that, but you don't, the worst that happens is if you don't pay on eBay, you get a strike against you. Eventually you lose your account, but a lot of people won't care.
Right.
So, so we never know what that. So any of this stuff always take with a grain of salt, because you never know for sure if it's been paid for. But still, though, the concept of, even the Zelda price is insanity.
Yeah. I mean, the Zelda sold for $870,000.
Okay.
Which I believe is 1.2 million rupees. I think.
Oh God, I bet there's somebody out there who's probably figured something out,
because people are idiots.
Like, the price of a tomato in the game is 3 rupees.
Yeah.
Well, $1, a tomato in real life is this much. So here's the conversion rate.
A tomato. Yeah.
Oh man, crazy
I know,
though.
right?
The thing is, some of this stuff, like, I'm glad I'm not going to go back and buy retro games and shit like that. But it's like, just so much stuff. It's so insane that even to try to collect stuff, even as a casual collector, some of this stuff is getting hard to do now. It's ruining the enjoyment of collecting some of this stuff because the greed is getting so immense.
Yes.
And, to where, like, it reminds me of, you remember in the 90s with comic books, like how everybody would buy like 5 copies of every #1 book that came out, and there were a lot of books that sold out because of that and all that kind of shit. And then now those books are worthless because there were too many printed, or the book just never really caught on, or whatever it was.
Right.
But now it's like every little thing that comes out, it's like every store exclusive pop sells out in a matter of minutes, it seems. You even look at shit like PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X, like they're selling out so fast that I know there's a lot of demand for those for people who want to play, but there's also a ton of people who only want them to put them on eBay to sell them.
Well, yeah, of course.
So it's crazy. And it's not that flipping has not always existed. I just feel like it's gotten more and more extreme over the years, and grading, I think, has really fueled it.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Because again, like I mentioned a long time ago, a lot of the people who made a lot of money in Bitcoin were looking for something that's a air quote safer investment. Well, all sorts of collectibles are safer investments, allegedly.
Right.
So,
Allegedly.
well, I mean, it's all in, if all of a sudden people are like, Pokemon sucks, and then the market dies,
Right.
like it. Now you're stuck with a bunch of stacks of cardboard that are worthless. Which was basically what happened to my baseball card collection, which now actually might have been worth something. If I had it now, I had a bunch of cards in there that graded. I probably got cards that are $500-$600 cards.
Right.
But at the time they were worth like maybe $1.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's like, but you can't know that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with Magic.
What are you gonna do, right?
Magic the way I did and send a bunch of it in to get graded. I'd probably be sitting on a gold mine. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I mean, hindsight is always 20/20.
That's what I've heard.
Looking back is still a bit fuzzy. In case you're wondering.
I think we were too.
Just saying.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yep. So yeah. That's all I got, man. You got anything else?
No, bro.
All right. Well, let's do a QoftheW then.
Boom.
Hey?
A bang. Hey, fucking last week on the QoftheW, we asked you, what is something that people need to stop romanticizing?
Yep.
Diamond Top Fan, Big Dev. Unchecked free market capitalism. Allowing market forces and businesses to regulate themselves will never lead to a wealth utopia for all that so many conservative politicians try to sell.
Preach.
And that's all we got. We got nothing on the Instas. We only had one on the Facebooks.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Well,
You make me sad.
well, Cheeto came through.
Oh, okay. We love Cheeto.
As he does. Our two Diamond Top fans, hit us with the answers here.
We love Cheeto, despite the fact he's trying to convince me to buy Bud Light Seltzer.
Damn it, Cheeto.
Bud Light Seltzer.
What are you doing?
I want to say it was even Bud Light, like tie-dye seltzer. I don't know what that is.
Probably.
I'm scared.
As you should
Your
be.
seltzer confuses and frightens me.
He says, what should people stop romanticizing their lives via social media?
Oh, shit, son.
Good answer. For fuck's sake, people, your drama, your bullshit, your perfect life. We know better, you thirsty, thirsty little bitches.
That's hilarious.
Also, the stone. That's an obscure stretch of a reference. I get it, because, video store.
Yeah. It took me a brief second. Then I was like, oh, yeah, that was like my mom's favorite movie for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, old movie called Romanticizing the Stone. Or Romancing the Stone, I'm sorry. Romancing the Stone.
With fucking that Douglas boy. Which Douglas was it?
Yeah. Michael,
that's right. Michael Douglas.
Yep. I forgot who the woman was in it. Was it Kathleen Turner?
I think so. It was like basically like hack Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
It was in the days of Indiana Jones movies. That and what was that one we talked about like 4 months ago?
Oh,
Burt Wonderstone or whatever. Alan Quartermain.
There you go. Burt Wonderstone is so much better.
Yeah, I think that's a movie. I honestly do.
Shit.
If not, it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, hello, Ember. I just got my knee sniffed. It freaked me out.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was a zombie child. Brains. Now, what if a zombie child came up to you and said, half off pizza and half off growler?
That door's opening. You know that shit.
Come on in.
Come on in, bitch.
Geez, it was a trap. Yeah. It's the new equivalent of Candygram.
Exactly.
Anyway, he also says, by the way, boys, the Salty Language tank top and t-shirt got lots of attention while I was on vacation, and I gave you several 5-star ball washes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good man out there being our street team.
Man on the street. Love it.
Yep. Agreed. Good job. All right. Well, 1 through 9.
5.
5, you say? Well, man. Oh boy, you better loosen your pants, my friend,
Oh.
because this one's gonna make them tight.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. What you
This
got?
was actually I picked this one just with you in mind.
Oh
So,
shit. All right.
what's your favorite breakfast?
Bryan.
More seductive than sex.
Wait, Tony. Let me ask you again.
Yeah.
What's your favorite breakfast?
Shit. What's my favorite breakfast? I mean, all right. It's got to be the classic, like 3 eggs, 2 meats, potatoes, fucking toast. Eggs are
Right.
over easy. I'm dipping the toast. I got the
Right.
Frank's Red Hot. I got the coffee. It's that.
Yeah, the only problem I had with picking this one is I knew the answer essentially, I thought, and I was right. And it's essentially my answer as well. Cause again, whenever we go have the breakfasts, usually you and I are like this, except I'm not a coffee guy. So I'm usually like, I like an orange juice with my
That's
breakfast.
fair.
Or if not, I'll just do some water, but I'd rather have orange juice. I'm a scrambled guy, not a fried egg guy, but
You gotta do the fucking Dunkin'.
the problem though is then I won't eat the whites because I don't like the egg whites.
Oh, all right. I mean, I guess.
Oh, I don't like the taste of egg whites.
Yeah, I guess,
So
Bryan.
I know. I'm a savage.
Sad now.
But I also like it where they give you like 1 or 2 pancakes on the side.
Bro, if I can get all that and then there's pancakers,
Or a little, maybe a waffle
you
or
want to smack
something.
me in the face with a flapjack?
Or once in a while, if I'm feeling really stupid, you get like that, hey, can I get like a little bit of biscuits and gravy?
Bro.
Or if the place has some good cheese grits, maybe.
Bro. Nah, I'm not a cheese grits guy.
I love cheese grits, but anyway, I'd rather have the biscuits and gravy, but not that and a pancake. It's got to be kind of either or at that point, because otherwise that's just ridiculous.
Here's my quota on biscuits and gravy, though.
Yeah.
I have to have had it before, because if I order your biscuits and gravy and they're garbage, I might burn the building down. I have
that's
high
fair.
biscuits and gravy standards.
I do too. Yeah, and it's
There's
tough.
nothing
'cause
where you get good biscuits and gravy, you're like, mamma mia. You get a bad
Right.
one, it ruins your day.
It does. And you're right that if you're going to have all that other great breakfast, you got to be careful. The other way I like to go once in a while is to do, like a little smaller version where you do like the 2 eggs and whatever, but you get a little fruit with it. Say have like fruit with the
Nah,
You know,
get
the-
your fruit the fuck
all that
out of
stuff.
here. I
like
need
a
more
little, like,
grease and carbs.
Well, I mean, I can't do like, there's some people who just do like a fruit plate for breakfast. It's like, fuck you, get out of here. I got to have some meats and carbs in there
Right,
too.
that's what I'm saying. The meats, the carbs.
But I do like it as like a little, just a nice kind of almost like you get a dessert with breakfast.
I mean, I
That's
get
wild.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing the, little fruit on your waffle / pancake / French
That's
toast.
not fruit. That's just like fruit syrup.
Well, sometimes.
If they're like, we could put fresh sliced strawberries and whipped cream, it's like, get out of here. I want my syrup. I want my butter.
I'm not going to IHOP here. To where they're like, here's a strawberry shortcake we call pancakes.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like banana splits? Because we have it on a pancake.
Yeah.
You like Rocky Road? Guess what? We made a pancake out of it.
We put a whole cake on a pancake.
Yeah, the
Where's the
IHOP's just
pancake?
ridiculous. They can go fuck off.
No, I don't want that kind of shit.
know.
But I do like actual fruit on my waffles or pancakes though.
Oh yeah, if I get a fucking like a Dutch
But I'm
boy, a
also
little
still-
lemon action on there, a little powdered sugar. Oh,
Dude, I'm still hitting it with syrup and butter though too. I mean, I'm trying to kill myself.
gotta go
with
all
breakfast.
in.
When I eat breakfast, I literally am trying to kill myself.
I mean, I get it. Go all
but it's with
in.
love. But it's with love.
Well, yeah.
There's no hate or spite until after the meal.
Yeah, exactly. Then when you stand up and you're
If
you're
you-
walking out and you get a glimpse of yourself in the reflection of the door and you're like, you Fat piece of shit.
You're like,
I hate you.
Like, do y'all have a garage door? Because I might need some help getting out of here.
Yeah, that is kind of brutal.
Yeah, but it's so worth it. Like I'm with you. It's like I love a breakfast so good and so filling that I'm not eating again till like 6-7 o'clock that night probably.
Oh, see, I'm weird. I can have a big ass breakfast and then lunch rolls around. I'm like, so what are we eating?
I'm still laying on the ground sweating. Fuck off! I'm full.
Yeah, I do love me some breakfast.
You and I are quoting two different things at that moment because you're like, I'm starving.
Lay off me, I'm starving. I gotta say, we went to breakfast like a couple weeks ago, and I got so pumped because one of my favorite breakfast joints has a place in downtown Sylvania now. Shout out Grumpy's. I don't know if different people own Grumpy's now. It was not the same.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of want to. Well, I'm on vacation coming up. I kind of want to go downtown and like dip my toes in the OG one and see if that's still amazing. And just
I thought you were gonna say dip your toes in some egg.
Yeah, babe, not these toes. What, are you kidding me?
The egg immediately rots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Toes of death? I don't think so.
You can dip them in someone else's toes,
yeah.
or in someone else's toes.
Yeah, we're gonna hold
someone
hands,
else's...
but with feet. Let's interlock our gross feet.
Just the image of that is fantastic.
I mean, it's pretty awful if you ask me.
It's pretty awful, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, hopefully it's just that it's that location then.
Yeah, I was
that'd be
kind
so
of
sad.
disappointed. I mean, the food was okay, but it wasn't like it. I remember it, you know.
It's not what I'm used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. I ate there like twice, and the food was fantastic both times. So it'd be so disappointing, you know, to have it not be anymore.
Yeah, basically.
Although I've heard some stuff like there's been various restaurants and whatnot that have kind of lowered their quality of food because of the pandemic and whatnot.
Yeah, we were talking about that with that pizza joint.
Yeah,
it might have something to do with it too.
I heard that. Actually, it's funny. We talked about it there, and where did we go? Oh, we went to a place that's over here in Lambertville, and they were actually telling us that there was a strike going on with wherever it is they get their food from, and so they couldn't get their normal stuff. So they were literally, for like their fries and different stuff, like going over to Kroger and just buying food.
That's crazy.
You know, because they couldn't. You know, they didn't have another hookup at the time.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, and that wasn't quarantine based. That was just, you know, the drivers were on strike. So, you know.
Yeah, it's the old, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Huh.
Sad, though, because, you know, like they said, people were like, these aren't the fries we're used to, and complaining and all that. And they were like, sorry, well, you know, as soon as we can, we'll have the other ones. I was like, well, it's time to start hand cutting them fries.
Yup, exactly.
Fresh.
So fresh and so clean.
It was like, I was watching Bar Rescue last night, and one of the things that they brought in as an appetizer at this place. Now, the place that I'm referring to here, they're literally like right next to like a long pier, and there's just this huge beach area next to them and stuff.
Right.
And the median income in the area is like $100,000 and all this kind of shit. And for their app, which is, I didn't catch what comes with it, but it's their guacamole. It was like $9. And the guy who was their GM was like seriously trying to undercut and sabotage the work of the show.
Really?
And he went up to the table and was like, how's the food? And everyone's like, oh, it's great. And he goes, really? And he goes, $9 is a bit pricey for guacamole though, isn't it? Like he was doing that shit, you know? And it was like, dude,
bro, what are you doing?
But I'm looking at it going, yeah, if you had it like where I live, $9 for guacamole, you ain't selling it.
Right.
Certain areas though, people won't give a shit.
No, exactly.
You know? And a lot of times that kind of stuff, a lot of people don't get appetizers just themselves. They'll get it and split it for the table or whatever. So it's not that big a deal. It's like, it's a couple bucks a person. Who cares? We're all getting some chips and guacamole. So, you know, Because I've done that before where, like seriously, you go to most places, if they have an app basket that's onion rings and it's like $7, it's like, come on, it's onion
these better be
rings.
the best onion rings I've ever had.
They should be, yeah. Because it's like, onions are dirt cheap, and the only thing you need for the outside is like beer batter. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
If you're lucky enough to get battered ones. I don't like breaded onion rings as much as battered. I love beer battered onion rings. That's where that little sea salt over the top, season that batter a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I don't even need I don't need anything ridiculous, just pretty simple onion rings, but I ain't paying $7 for myself to get onion rings. But if it's like various people or someone else is like, hey, anyone want to split onion rings? Be like, okay.
Oh, we're going to split the fancy Tower O onion rings?
Right. I don't have as much of a problem with that.
Yes, please.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, plus, seriously, look at apps. A lot of times the apps are insanely overpriced. Cheese sticks are usually like $6 for, 6 or 4. And it's like, come on. It's cheese, breading, and sauce. It's, it's not anything real.
Right.
There's nothing complicated really in these things. So it's, but whatever, but yeah, I just couldn't believe that guy, would do something like hit like that. But I thought it was funny though. Cause like I said, it's like, dude, you got to know your market though too. And it's like in that area, yeah, $9 guacamole is probably fine.
Yeah. You would think,
like
right?
I said, where I live, no, you're not going to sell much guacamole over here for $9 unless it's like something really like can't get anywhere else special. And like I was telling my
not going to be
right because it's guacamole. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to fucks with it too much, But if that guacamole you get a decent amount, it's fresh, because that's the key. You want fresh guacamole. Not some shit like Subway calls guacamole.
It's all brown and shit.
It's weird. Yeah. It's like, some paste. Yeah. It's like, no, I want to see chunks of onion and whatnot all up in it.
Chunks of onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Onions or jalapenos.
Or both. Yeah.
All the above.
Yep. Especially if you could, like if they talk about it, you see them making it occasionally or something like that.
Right.
I forgot where it was. One of the shows I was watching. They do their guac table side.
I've had that done before. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. It's like it's so unnecessary, so extra, but at the same time, you're like, well, there's no questioning it's fresh. I'm literally watching you put it together.
Like I said, I've had it done before, and it's pretty cool.
That's what I mean. It's like there is something about like I said, you know that it's being made right there.
Yeah,
it's not out of a bucket or something.
Exactly, right?
Like tossed salad, or mac salad.
Mac salad. Fuck you, mac salad.
There's some guy out there. No.
Fucking mac salad.
It's like I can't help what my parents name me.
Yo, mac salad.
Yep.
God damn it.
Got a brother named Pot Salad, and
Exactly.
Well, I guess he's got to be careful with that. You don't want to infringe on the, they call me potato salad.
I mean, I hate the whole salad clan, I'll be honest. They're all assholes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
There was one thing I was watching that bar rescue last night. One of the things, like they bring a chef in, and one of the things he's telling these people, same place,
right,
was he's like, we need to get, he's like, because originally their name was like an Irish, like it was Kilkenny's. That's what it was.
Letterkenny?
And it was supposed to be Kilkenny's.
To be fair.
You bastards.
To be fair.
No. But it was an Irish thing, but then when they go in and they're like, oh, so what Irish food do you have? And they were like, they really had like no. And I was like, well, you got a shit ton of bottles of Jameson on the back wall. I see you have Guinness on tap, So I'm like, you got those things covered. You had a oddly enough, a Latino dude standing outside in basically a leprechaun costume.
What?
So, yeah.
All right.
Not exactly sure what's going on here, but I was like, yeah, first things first, that needs to go. Because just because you're a Irish thing, you don't need the stereotypes.
Right.
That can be out. But he was like, we're by the beach, and blah, blah, blah. He's like, why do we have this heavy Midwest menu, basically? And I'm like, that's a great question.
You
He's like,
know,
we're doing fish.
reasons.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to do some fish tacos. We're going to do salads. And he goes, to get more ladies in here. And I was like, dude, really? You're going to be that dinosaur?
Yes.
Like men eat salad too. Come on.
Nah,
I mean,
dude, we don't. The only salad I eat is the salad that comes with my fucking steak, and it's a parsley thing.
or Mac salad.
Oh, God. Fucking Mac salad.
Let's go back to The Simpsons. You don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad.
I mean, the Simpsons, Simpsons did it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I just, as soon as he said it, I was just like, oh, like, don't be that guy. Like,
Oh, he's going to be that guy.
like, all you have to do is say, we're going to have some salads. Because it makes sense. You're right off the beach. Light fare makes tons of sense.
Oh, no. Right. No. You don't make friends with salads. Just remember that.
I know. The salads did look legit, though. They look pretty good. The, fish tacos look good, too. But I'm not a fish person, but they looked good.
I mean, I love fish tacos, I'll be honest. And that's not even a euphemism.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
Don't lie, it was.
All right, fine. Either way.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. Well, they've had enough of our bitching.
Yeah,
so.
it's been a bitch fest this time. Ladies and germs. All right.
Don't forget to tip your servers.
Some.
And I mean that genuinely. I'm not saying that as just the old I'll be here all week joke. Like, seriously, make sure you're, throwing some tips to help the peoples out,
That's true, right?
It's been tough.
It has been tough.
Eat local.
Indeed.
Try to support your local people, as much as possible. But yeah.
Unless you hate them, then don't do it.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, I hate everyone that works here.
I hate you all. You're like, what?
Wow, that was pretty harsh.
Brutal,
like,
dude.
Like, dude, why? Be like, they have bad biscuits and gravy. Oh, well, burn the place down.
Oh,
everyone,
we get it, then. We totally get it.
Immediately, everyone has pitchforks and torches.
Yes.
Let's get them.
Get them, boys.
Oh, shit. That escalated quickly.
Bastards.
Where'd you even have those? You guys were all in like running shorts a minute ago. We'll have overalls on. No, we didn't.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Huh, all right. All right. Well, head on over to saltylanguage.com. You can find the past episodes. You can check out the enthusiast episodes we've done. You can find the link to the network that we're part of.
I see it moved on. Where the fuck did it go? There it is.
Tangent Bound Network. It should be fine. Tangentboundnetwork.com.
Hell yeah.
Head on over there. Check out the shows. Send love notes to Mark and tell him Tony misses him.
I mean, it's true.
And can't wait to nuzzle up next to him and say, half off pizza.
I
can't even say
half off pizza and fucking wings
Growl.
and stuff.
I would hope his answer is yes, because if it isn't, the romance may be over.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find me on, well, first of all, you can find this show on Twitter at oh my God, I'm a mess.
Brian, you're dying.
At salty_language. You can find me on Twitter. And God, I don't know why. My brain is seriously putting words, this is going to sound weird. I visualize sentences sometimes when I talk.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So when I do, my brain will literally put words out of order sometimes, but not all of the times. So this is what fucks me up. Like, I was serious in my head. I'm like kind of closing my eyes going, okay, hit this note. So I was, you can find me on Twitter and Stunami at
like, damn it.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me Instagram at The Monotony. You can find the show at all the social medias. If you're watching the video, Yeah, I don't think you can see my mouse on here, but all the socials are at the top of our webpage, which is front and center right now. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I'm really trying to get these YouTube videos up faster too, because the other one finally uploaded as we're recording this episode.
Wow. All right.
So I'm hoping with my new protocol I'm going to try that it will be up before we record next week's episode. But I can't promise anything, man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Saltylanguage.com, though, for all your salty needs.
So salty.
The saltiest, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. So until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay the saltiest of the salty.
That's fair. And watch out for the bite handle.